Assalamualaikum and a very good morning I bid to the esteemed panel of judges and my dearest audience. My name is Dareen Iman Binti Dinosmasradi and I'm from SMKPP 51. During my time at school, I'm an honorary prefect and I participated in many competitions regarding the English language. Apart from all that, I have always been enamored by reading community-written books and novels regarding fiction to nonfiction. You know what else I feel enamored by? This glorious book, which is my all-time favorite book ever since I was 8, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. This book consists of 432 pages and the author's name is John Ronald Reuel Tolkien. My dear audience, we can't move on towards the story if we don't know the man who made it, right? Tolkien was born on the 3rd of January 1892. He used to be a professor at the University of Oxford. After his death, his son, Christopher, published his father's works and unfinished manuscripts, and among those works were The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. It was intended by Tolkien to be a one giant volume, but was later changed by the publisher to a three-part series due to the shortage of paper in which the time it was published, which was 29 July 1954. One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in darkness finds them. These are the exact words that resonate throughout the entire series as Frodo Baggins bears the weight of carrying the one true ring of power that is sought out by many. The character of Frodo Baggins is such a crucial part in this story because of his race. The hobbits care not for war or suffering, but for the simplest of things in life, like firework and sleepings. Frodo Baggins starts off as an adventurous young lad who wants to traverse the world in his own eyes. But when he finally saw the horrors that would lay upon his home, he sets out to fulfill his fated responsibility and destroy the ring and all evil that comes with it. Personally, I don't think that I would be able to resist the temptation of a ring that can grant me any power that I wish for, and I'm just a normal human being. Now imagine Frodo, who is surrounded by people who are far stronger than him, having to protect himself, steel his resolve, all the while resisting such a power for a prolonged period of time. He also couldn't ask help from his companions, as he feared that they'd be swayed by the ring, stab him in the back, and take the ring for themselves. It is both courageous and sad that Frodo can only trust himself. He, a young hobbit, gave up his comfort, plagued by the notion of betrayal and suspicion. Yet he strode on to the gates of Mount Doom to destroy the ring all the same. The most prominent aspect of this book is how power can be a temptation to all during the entire trilogy. We, as human beings, all have our own wants and desires. Now, in a world where power is above all else, the ring that was crafted by the Dark Lord Sauron instills dark desires inside the minds who are close to the ring, and in doing so incites conflict. With great power comes great responsibility. When you have power over another being, there may be moments where you're tempted to do things that you can't even fathom. Power blinds people like how it blinded one of the greatest wizards who knew all manner of magic in men, elf, and orc tongue for a moment of time. Furthermore, the rising threat of war in Mother Earth makes clear as day that they needed a leader to guide them through this peril. Without a heading, all will be lost. This tale shows how there's only some who can bear that task. It shows that being a leader doesn't mean you have to be the best at everything. A good leader must have the will to fight with and alongside their people. This could also be portrayed in real life, where a broken leader can break even the strongest of ships, and the courageous one can fight even the strongest of battalions and come out victorious. If you ask me, personally, this book can show how power can be at play in societies, how some tie themselves to the strongest and find courage in the way they fight. Power can exude fear, yet fear can't control hope, and that was what Frodo believed in. Hope. Hope that one day they would tell tales of how the world was finally at peace, thanks to the reunification of men, elves, and dwarves alike, working together to find a solution to this problem. All in all, I highly recommend this book as it has a resounding message of hope embedded in its stories. Alas, I would love to talk about my favorite fantasy book, but in the end, time is no man's friend. A legend is a tale that lives in one's mind and soul. And this book is legendary, and you'll never forget about the first time that you opened it. Thank you, and farewell.